Hi guys, welcome back to Flora Fun and Food. My name is Lauren and today we are going to be using my Cricut machine to make these two personalized tumblers. Stick around and find out how we did it. To get started with our cup project, we're going to go ahead and click New Project to open up a brand new blank canvas. And then we're going to use our text tool here to write their names. And we need to find a fun font. And like I said, I like to use the ones that I've downloaded, which is the system button here. And I get a lot of my fonts from dafont.com. Most of the fonts on there are free for personal use, but if you're going to use them to, put on something that you're going to sell, you need to make sure that you either purchase a license for it or read the fine print, things like that. Those were not mine. There we go. It was glitching. So I think a cute font for their cup would be maybe kind of a more script style font, but not something crazy script like, if that makes any sense. This one might be fun. Let's try this one, see how it looks. Ooh, I like that. Make it bigger so I can actually see it. And I do need to measure the cups to see kind of what size I need to make this. I actually really like that. So I'm going to copy and paste it and do the other name. See if I like the other. I don't know if I like Kristen with the weird R there. Let's see if I find something different here. Let's try this first one. Nah, don't like the K on that one. So again, it's just trial and error. You just kind of click through things and see what you like, see what you think is going to look the best. And again, we want to make sure that we're picking fonts. Oh, that's the same one I just did. We want to make sure we're picking fonts that will be able to easily be cut out on vinyl. So the more frilly and dainty they are, the kind of harder it is. So like this one right here is very thin and small. Even if you sized it up, a lot of these, tails and like the little ends of the T up here, they're just really, really dainty. And so it's kind of hard to peel and stick, especially like this one's really cute, but it's way too thin. So you just have to kind of think about that. Let's try. I think I like that one. Let me see if I like Samantha in that font. They don't have to be the same. It might drive me a little crazy if they're different, but they're not going together. Like they're individual cups for people. So this one is called Maria Rose Regular. Let's scroll down and find that one. Ooh, I kind of like that one. I think I like that one better. All right, we found the font that we like. So now I need to measure my cup and make sure that I have the sizes right on here so that I cut them at the right width and height. So here's the cup I'm going to be using, and I want to make sure that my sticker doesn't go so far around that you can't really read it without turning it. So I need to make sure that I fit it within view, kind of between here and here. And it's kind of hard to do with a straight ruler, so a lot of times what I like to do is get like a sewing ribbon ruler. I don't know if that's the actual name. So we'll start at 0. And I think probably 3 inches is probably the max I can go without it being so big you have to keep turning to read it. So 3 inches, and we can make it as wide as we want. So however tall it's going to be with 3 inches wide, that's what we're going with. And I have this brand new vinyl I bought off of Amazon. I've never tried this brand before, so this is going to be a nice test. This is kind of a shimmery, sparkly white, and it's supposed to be like permanent vinyl for things like cups, so let's give it a try. So now that I know these need to be 3 inches wide max, I'm going to change those to 3 inches. It looks really small on the screen, but that's what we know we need to fit. All right, we have them both at 3 inches, so we need to get our vinyl ready, and let's go ahead and save this in case it glitches. We'll call this cups. I know, really creative naming. Go ahead and click Make It. Our Cricut is already connected to our computer with the USB cord, and it knows that we're using the same color, so it's going to keep it on one mat. And I'm going to spread these apart a little bit so it's easier for me to kind of weed them Okay, and we do not need to mirror this because we're not using iron-on vinyl. So this is just a basic cut on just everyday vinyl. So we'll continue. It's going to connect to our machine. And I'm just going to click the plain vinyl option. I've starred these, but they have a list of tons of other materials that you can choose from and you can search. So it's a really nice system, but I'm going to click vinyl. I'm going to keep the pressure as default. Make sure I have the correct tools in, and let's get our vinyl on our mat. All right, we're going to go ahead and remove this protective cover, and let's try out this new vinyl. Now, with regular vinyl, you cut it with the design or the pattern side facing up because it's going to cut just normal letters, and then you peel the sticky backing off and weed it and you have to use some transfer paper, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, I don't need a ton of this, so I'm just going to cut off a strip that I know is at least probably about 2 inches wide because that's how big my names are. And if possible, I like to try and put the label back on the tube so that I know what it is. Otherwise, I get very confused as to what the purpose of each vinyl is. I have window cling, I have iron-on, I have permanent vinyl, I have all kinds of vinyls, so I try to keep them organized as best as possible, but sometimes that's not always the case. So this likes to curve and, you know, it's bending because it's been on a tube. So I like to get it on our mat and then secure it down with a piece of tape kind of on the edges or the corners. Painter's tape works really well, so does masking tape. I don't know where mine is, so we're just going to use some plain old Scotch tape here, just some clear transparent tape. And I'm just getting the corners so that they don't accidentally peel up while we are cutting. And try not to put too much of the tape on your vinyl because it may cut through the tape but not through the vinyl, and you'll just have kind of a hard time weeding things out and you may have to recut it. So it is secure on our mat now, and let's get it in our machine. Okay, our computer is ready. Our light is flashing for the arrow to load our canvas or our mat. It's ready to go. Then our computer, I'm going to click fast mode. The Cricut light is now blinking. We click it, and it's going to cut it out for us. I can hear that it is really struggling to make some small cuts, so we may have to check this and make it a little bit bigger if necessary, because sometimes when it's so tiny, it kind of peels up those little points and edges. So we'll just have to check it when it comes off, and we may have wasted a piece of vinyl, but you know, it's kind of trial and error sometimes, so we'll just see how it turns out. Hopefully it works out well, but we'll just have to see. So at this point, if you look and see that it did not cut through the top layer of your vinyl, you can hit the Cricut button again and it will do the exact cut the same way that it did before. However, if you release this and put it back in, your cut's going to be slightly off because you may load it at a slight angle or something like that. So if you think it needs another go, this is the time you would hit the Cricut button, but feeling it, I can kind of tell that it did make its initial cut correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the arrow button to release it. And it's hard to see on camera, but you can kind of see the letters there. And our computer is saying that our job is done. So let's get to weeding this. All right, so let's get our vinyl peeled off of our mat here. Ooh, and see, so this vinyl is already peeling off the backing. I don't like that, but that could be just because the tape is really sticky. So let's peel this off. Okay, so now what we want to do is peel the vinyl off, kind of the same way we did if you watched my iron-on video. And really, I could save some of this. So I'm going to see where the last letter is. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I don't know, I might make something out of that. That's a pretty decent sized piece. We'll get that bubble out. I'll try not to waste too much of it because vinyl is kind of expensive. I don't think I can save the bottom of this, so we'll just go ahead and peel off our top layer. Being very careful. Oh yeah, see, it doesn't, oh, this is not gonna be fun. You wanna make sure that your letters don't peel off of this kind of shiny backing. So the S, it's hard to see, I know, because it's white on white, but the S started to peel off with our main, see how it's just peeling? Ugh. Oh wait, that's the K, I think that's, ooh, it could be because it didn't get a good cut. I may have to redo Kristen's. Oh no, there we go. I got it. Okay. Ooh, so far I'm a little nervous about this brand. All right, so I got it started. And I'm sorry, it's so hard to see, but you can kind of see there. I'm trying to make sure that the letters stay on as I peel the bulk of this vinyl off. Now this is sticky on the back, so don't let it touch any other piece that you don't want it to stick to. And I like to kind of push down on the letters if they start to come off. Or I can take my tool, and if I know that this piece is supposed to stay, I kind of pop it out. And hold it down. Yeah, I'm not impressed so far with this brand. We're just gonna go really, really slowly. And sometimes I like to just go ahead and cut the excess off so that it doesn't accidentally stick back onto itself and mess up the letters that I've managed to keep on the backing. So let's start over here again. Let's get kind of in that T. That was a tricky one. The I, oh my gosh, guys. The I has a little tiny dot. The tiniest dot ever. So I'm going to try and hold the I's dot down with my tool while I peel the rest up. You know what? We may just pop it out. I don't know if you can see that itty bitty like puncture is supposed to be on the eye. See how small that is? And I have it in my tweezers. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to gently stick it back where it's supposed to go. Ooh, it's on there. Okay. Crisis averted, guys. Crisis averted. All right, there's Kristen's. Let's see if we can get Samantha's peeled off a little bit easier than Kristen's. Maybe I'll go this way. It doesn't like that. What if I go from... Sometimes if you kind of work it top to bottom, side to side, it starts to kind of break those letters loose. So then it's maybe easier to get off. The nice thing with a cursive font is that most of the letters are connected to each other. And so if you can get a hold of one and just kind of hold it down as you peel, it's a little easier to keep it all together. So see that M was kind of stuck. There we go. We'll just kind of smash that back down. We do have some weeding to do in these letters here. So I don't know if you can see this. So the H has a little, a tiny little hole at the top. I may have to peel it up and go from behind and pluck it out. There we go. Got it. Oh my gosh. This is the trouble. When you're trying to do smaller projects and you pick a font that's kind of skinny, it's a little harder to weed things out. And you just have to kind of go little by little to get it all. This is the most tedious part about Cricut projects, is the weeding. Make sure it lays back down where it's supposed to be. Ooh, this is going to be tricky, but we're going to make it work, guys. Okay, so we have everything. Oh my gosh, you guys, I missed the other eye. Oh no. Let's see if I can find it. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Found it. Oh my gosh, I found it. It's right in there. See it? All right, let's see if we can get it out. Got it. We're gonna lay it right there. Oh my gosh, we got it. Look at that. Okay, these are ready to be transferred. So how we're gonna get this from off of this glossy backing onto our cup is by using something called transfer paper. And I'll show you what that is here in a second. Okay, this is transfer paper. It comes in a big roll, and this is just a scrap piece that I have. But basically what it is it's just a clear, sticky piece of vinyl. See how it's clear? It's kind of frosty. You can buy really clear ones or you can buy frosty ones. And you can buy gridded like this or non-gridded. I like gridded just because it helps me line things up. But basically what you do is you cut this to size. So we're just going to kind of see how much we need. We don't need a ton. I just kind of line it up. I'm just going to cut out a strip of this. And I don't need it as wide as this. I just need it to cover the vinyl lettering. Okay, so now we're going to peel the paper backing off of this transfer vinyl. And we're going to line it up. And sometimes it helps if you tape this down so that it's not all bent and wonky. So let's tape this down so that it is nice and straight. We can see it a little bit better. So you take the sticky side and you're going to line it up directly on top of your vinyl that you just cut out. And I'm trying to keep my lines straight so that it's easier for me to line up on the cup. So then you really need to get it stuck down. So you need to go over each letter and make sure that it is stuck to this transfer vinyl. I even have like a little rolling pin that I use sometimes, but these are small enough I can just do it with my finger. Then when you peel this off of the glossy coating, your letters should come off with it. Now so far this one is not. So let's get our little roller here. And I had read one of the reviews said that it didn't stick to transfer paper very well. So we're going to try our best. And you can see I've delaminated my work surface here. So it's a little wonky. All right, and I'm going to use my fingernail. Actually, I'm going to kind of use something hard to really make sure it is stuck. All right, let's try this again. Stuck to my desk, that's for sure. There we go. So it should peel your vinyl lettering or whatever vinyl you have off of the glossy. Oh, see, that one didn't get stuck, so we're gonna rub it again. There we go. Okay, now we don't need this anymore. And I'm gonna cut these apart since they're going on different surfaces. All right, so let's line up where I want it to go on the cup, trying to keep it as straight as possible. And I did clean this with some rubbing alcohol before, just to make sure I have a really clean surface to stick this to. And I think that looks good there. And so again, now we're pushing the sticker side of the white vinyl onto this cup by rubbing each letter really hard with our finger. And if all goes to plan, when I peel this transfer vinyl off, the letters will stay stuck to the cup. And I've used the Paper Studios and the Cricut brand, and I've run these through the dishwasher. I have not tried this brand in the dishwasher, so I'll have to let you know in a later video, but let's see if we got it. Voila! There's one. Let's do the other. So again, we're just going to kind of line it up, kind of where I want it. Make sure that it is straight. Rub each letter. Especially get those little bitty points that are going to be prone to kind of detach themselves a little bit easier than kind of the thicker pieces. And there we go. So these are actually going to be birthday presents. Samantha's birthday is tomorrow, which is September 22nd. So she'll get a cup along with the blue 4th grade t-shirt that I made in the last video. And then Kristen will get this cup for her birthday along with another shirt that I will make at a later time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to see more crafty things or gardening things or cooking things. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye guys.